Welcome to Heavenly Nosh. So we are at the point in the story where Jesus dies on the cross. And so it's the Easter period, if you like, in terms of what we understand today. And as I've said before, Jesus came to earth to bring good news and to create a new path of understanding, but also of a relationship and restoration to the Father, not just in this present life, but for all eternity. So because Jesus came to earth and he died on a cross and he rose from the dead, we can now come into the very presence of God, and our sins are forgiven, and our brokenness and all the things that kind of that hold us back from right relationship are made whole again. And it's because of Jesus. And Christians, you'll find that Christians, the cross is such a central image for Christianity, because it's that message of reconciliation and healing and forgiveness of sin. And sometimes it gets described in different ways, and it's a complex one to do in a short video. But the way I like to think about it is that two things happened. Jesus died and then he resurrected, so he broke the power of death over humanity. Death had its grip on humans, and that death thing entered into the story in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve. And really Jesus came to be a new Adam and create a new path to God and to deal with that whole curse of death. You need to read more around it and read the story, but that's really the summary, is that Jesus broke the power of death and forged a new path of relationship for all of humanity, to be in a relationship with God for all time. So at Easter, different foods are eaten, and it was a tough one really for me, but I was looking into the Catholic traditions and realised that on Good Friday, Catholics will eat fish. And partly during the whole period of Lent, they would fast in the build-up to Good Friday and Easter Sunday. And on Fridays they would eat fish or seafood because it didn't have blood in it in the same way, and so it was a different type of meat. And I thought, actually that's quite a cool thing. I found one place in kind of Eastern Europe called Resurrection Fish, and which was kind of cool. And so fish is an image for us to think about in thinking about the resurrection, and partly because there's another lovely part when Jesus kind of comes and reveals himself to the disciples. If you remember, they meet on a boat, and Jesus is kind of involved in this miraculous catch of fish, and it's an amazing story where the disciples catch all this fish. And at one point Jesus says, I'll make you fishers of men. You're fishermen that catch fish, but you will become fishers of men. You'll save men. And I think that's quite cool. So Christians over the last 1500 years have used the symbol of a fish to show their allegiance to Christ, and that's really cool. And so I thought, here you go, that's what we'll do, deep fried fish. And I've made a little batter here. It's a bit of a Spanish batter, but I've kind of woven in a Japanese twist to it. It's like a tempura batter as well, made with corn flour. So this is 2/3 corn flour and 1/3 flour, but already it is cooked, which is amazing. So I'm going to quickly just clean my hands, flip this over. Right, so that first batch is already done, which is amazing. When Carl starts a fire on the TV. Please be careful using deep fat fryers, particularly I wouldn't recommend you do it like I'm doing it here. I just don't have a deep fat fryer. Be very, very careful. Never put water near boiling oil. I remember once working in the kitchen and we were using a deep fat fryer, and it was too hot, and I think I said to a young guy, hey, can you turn that down a bit? Or cool it down, it's too hot. He tipped a jug of water onto the oil, thinking that it would cool it down. and it's instantly set fire. So please, please, please be careful. This fish is snapper, which is quite popular in New Zealand, and it tastes absolutely gorgeous. So, resurrection fish, Good Friday fish. I thought it would be quite nice to just sprinkle a little bit of smoked paprika onto that, and a little bit of salt, and a bit of tartar sauce, because I'm English, and well, tartar sauce is pretty important in life. And a little bit of parsley, and we are good. So, Good Friday, Easter Sunday, the story of the death and resurrection of Jesus, absolutely central to the Christian message and the gospel, but it leads to the bigger narrative. And sometimes Christians will say it's just about the cross, and it kind of isn't, but that's only part of the story. So make sure you read it in the bigger and the wider context, particularly of everything that has happened in the Old Testament. And think about Jesus being this new Adam that's come to kind of almost make right what was lost in the garden. A restoration of relationship to God, a reconciliation between man and God. And we sing those kind of songs at Christmas. Emmanuel, God with us. Emmanuel, God with us. And that is really what it's about. And so this fish idea is, not only does Jesus have this miraculous catch of fish, but it reminds us of a historical story. And I love deep fried fish. So if you like this, thanks for coming. Like it, subscribe, share it with your friends, and read into the story a little bit more and spend time asking God to show you more about it. He wants to talk to you about it. So thanks for coming. See you next time.